What's up, guys? My name is Monaco, 23 years old, and I'm the co-founder of Red Rock Construction, and on my way to becoming one of the biggest and most impactful speakers my age. Like 3 years ago, I had a spinal surgery, so I have 8 screws and 2 rods down my back, and at that moment in time, the thought of ever doing anything again was just literally impossible. So you have a story, it's unique to you, you're meant to be here. If you woke up today, share it. So I recently got into construction about like 5 years ago, but it was more so on the social media side of that, because at my age, I wasn't able to actually work in the field because of the laws. So what I did was I focused specifically on social media, promoting what we did, because at the time, all our business was just word of mouth, which is amazing. But then taking the marketing side on social media just amplifies everything. So over the past 3, even 2 years now, we've amplified that. That's why I got into construction. And the reason why I love it is because not everyone knows about construction, how the whole entire process is made, what goes into it. It's very, very interesting. And I grew up with construction my whole entire life. My father started the company when I was literally just born. So it's almost ingrained into me. And now what I'm doing with him is being able to not only continue growing over the next 5 years, but bring the next generation of individuals, of kids that are even my age, into it so that we can grow into a bigger empire. Everyone's concentration is like, I want to be the next AI billionaire, millionaire, right? What you don't know is Mike Rowe, part of Dirty Jobs, he studied these trades. He actually had a job, Dirty Jobs, and he found out that in the next 3 to 5 years, there's over 500,000 trades jobs that need to be filled within the United States. And no one knows that statistic, nor do they know the opportunities that are actually in the trades, the jobs, and the amount of money that you could actually make. So now my job and what I'm doing with social media in Red Rock Construction is being able to share that information with people and bring them through to get into the trades, whether it's working at a company or starting their own company as well. What a lot of people don't know is that when I was younger, I could barely speak in front of the camera. Like, I was literally trembling. I overcame that, and then next thing you know, like 3 years ago, I had a spinal surgery. So I have 8 screws and 2 rods down my back, and at that moment in time, the thought of ever doing anything again was just literally impossible. So I started every single day from that moment forward, just working on myself and improving, and that's where this construction and the public speaking comes in, because now I have a story that inspires other people. I show them how I went from that, what seemed impossible, to now possible, how I did it, how they can too, and now I'm able to tie the construction part of it into the public speaking. So it's almost like a whole ecosystem, a whole world that comes into play. I think it's so important, if you have a story that's actually really impactful, to share it, because I'll tell you why. Because it literally can change someone's life. And the reason why I say it is because my story, I used to want to talk about it, but I used to think that I wasn't different than anyone else, right? Like, everyone has their own story. Why should you listen to me? And then I started to talk to these people, and they said, the one thing that you have that other people don't is, obviously, you're you. I'm me. I'm Zach DeMonaco. What's up? I'm your friend. The second thing is, my age, I'm able to connect with people that are older than me and that are younger than me. So there's no disconnect. It's almost like a literal synergy. And the most impactful part of this is, I had a friend who called up their friend one night, and he was literally about to take his own life. And the thought of ever meeting someone like me, how the person described me, literally saved him from taking his own life that one night, that one day. So if you're able to have an impact like that on someone's life through your story, whether big, whether small, to connect with someone, what better impact is there to make in someone's life, honestly? You have a story, it's unique to you, you're meant to be here. If you woke up today, share it.
Like, when was the first time you had a speaking, or you did public speaking?
First time was at one of my sister's graduations.
Okay.
which was really cool. Second time was when I was in Switzerland at an event.
Dang.
Third time was at another graduation. And then there's a fourth time that I forget. Fifth time is right now speaking at this guy Tim, his event, which is, I just love speaking at places.
How was that first time? Like, how were you feeling?
First time was absolutely amazing. I get into like this flow when I speak. So the fourth time was actually at my own event that I had, the Monaco events. And everyone's like, are you nervous? Are you scared? The only way I could explain it is like as soon as I got on stage and I started speaking, I hit a flow. It was so weird. I went for like 4 or 5 hours straight and people were like, event's over, like my team. And I'm like, I have so much more to share. Like I'm just going. So it feels natural.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Even coming from like from a place where you couldn't speak to just starting to speak and like doing that, how was that?
It's crazy because I honestly didn't think that I'd ever be doing what I'm doing right now. Like everything that I'm doing right now, 10 years ago, I despised. I'm like, I'll never do that, ever. But to get over that fear of speaking, I would just constantly go in and talk to people. And then in college, I'd put my camera up on the desk and just make videos 24/7. So I just got used to it. So I was born and raised in New York on Long Island. Recently, within the past like 5 months, just moved to Miami, which I absolutely love. I'm here in Los Angeles for the weekend, really quick in and out because I'm going to a mastermind event, which I'm also speaking at, and then I'm headed back to Miami. I was in New York for the past like 2 months because of the Hamptons summer, just the chill vibes of celebrities in East Hampton, West Hampton, Southampton, everything, but always moving back and forth. It's like I can never stay in one place. I always need to move, always need to try something else, meet new people. I just love flowing. I love traveling because it gets me out of my comfort zone and I get to learn more about myself and really grow. But I also hate traveling alone, I've been realizing, because it's like, when I travel, I want to have a team with me. I want to have like friends, girlfriend, parents, like whoever with me. I really don't like traveling alone. I've been realizing that, but something that I've always loved doing, like airplane high in the sky, just makes me think. Coming out here, going through the hills, going through Rodeo Drive, just opens up my perspective to so many different things. One major piece of advice that I would give to younger generation is what I like to call the 3 Ds. It's desire, discipline, and determination for navigating your life. So the way that I like to think of this is you have a goal, you have a lifestyle that you want to live, and then you basically reverse engineer the steps, the routines, and the habits you need to have on a daily basis to achieve that goal. Now, the big disconnect that I had when I was growing up is I had this vision of a life that people would call a dreamer, right? Like, yeah, right, you can achieve that. But I wasn't in the right vehicle to actually get me to that place. So you need to see that outcome, see that goal that you want, have the desire to actually go there, have the discipline for the habits on a daily basis to reach that, and have the determination to continue going through every closed door, through every failed opportunity. You just continue going. It's like Rocky in the movie, Rocky Balboa. It ain't about how hard you can get hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward, how much you can take and keep moving forward. So when you align that with the right vehicle and the right team, anything's possible. I think of myself as like a seed sometimes because the discipline that I have, I hold myself to like such high standards that people are like, what is wrong with you? Because I know that if I hold myself to those standards, I'm gonna develop, I'm gonna grow. And in turn, anyone who's around me, they're gonna feel the same way. That's one of the reasons why I love Miami, is because when you're in Miami, everyone's eating healthy, they're working out, and they're in gym clothes. So no matter what you do, if you don't go work out, you're gonna feel like shit internally, like mentally. You'd be like, what am I doing? You gotta go. So having that team, having that circle, and you having, or at least me having that high discipline and determination, now I'm like, okay, no excuses. Team, I studied this, I did this, now your turn. And I just keep on shedding and I push it. So how that relates to an actual example in construction in Red Rock is when I went away to Miami, our culture was a bit wishy-washy at the moment. I came back and I'm like, okay, I know exactly what I need to do. we need to redo this culture. We need to get some people out, bring some new people in. And once we did that and I started going to the job sites, now I started to elevate my dad, how he's thinking, how he's acting. And then that leadership role trickles down into C-suite, into the people in the field. And next thing you know, now we go to these job sites and we're like, okay, this is the culture. This is what we're meant to do. This is what we have to do to keep the business going and to make our clients happy. Let's get it done. We bring in drinks, we bring in food for the guys, we're keeping it amazing. And then another example is, which this is kind of more on the business side, goal setting. So although the business needs to grow and continue prospering, if you're working inside the business as a team member and you're just showing up to work, it's so unmotivating. It honestly sucks. But if you flip it and you say, what goals do you have? And how can I give you the resources needed to propel in your job, to increase business, therefore increase what you're receiving to achieve your goals, then it's a win-win for everyone. And when you do that, everyone thrives and everyone basically loves each other. They're all pushing for each other. Something that I've learned over the years might be an unpopular opinion, but it's within family business. So we've done this right way and we've also done this the wrong way. And I think what's really important to understand in business is the fact that many people say, don't go into business with your family. And then you also see examples where people do go into business with their family and it works. So some advice that I would give to people, younger generation, if they're going into the family business is, as much as possible, try and keep emotions out of it. And what I mean by that is, stop bickering back and forth between yourselves of the nitty-gritty. Have a massive vision, because when you have the massive vision for the company, for an empire that you want to build, what's going to happen is whenever you get into these issues, these problems, immediately go back to exactly where you guys are going and why. It's the purpose. And because it's bigger, it's going to drop these problems down to literally disappear. Next thing you want to do is create roles and responsibilities for each person. So for example, myself and my dad, we know our responsibilities. Therefore, we stay in our own lane. Therefore, we don't have any problems of he's doing this wrong, he's doing that wrong. We each know what we're amazing at, and we leverage our own strengths, not our weaknesses. The next thing is have values in your business and morals. And why that's so important is because what I've learned is if someone violates those values or those morals, without being emotional, there's a reason why those people need to exit the company, why they need to leave. And if they stay in there, they're going to be a cancer to the culture and they're going to basically kill the vibe. So without taking emotion into it, you basically have a sit-down conversation with them. You either help them improve, or if you already did that and they're not improving, these values, these morals that you have is going to be an amazing way to say, hey, listen, this is where we're going. These are the values that we have. On this occasion, this occasion, and this occasion, you've demonstrated that you're not aligned with where we're going, nor do you support the values that we have. And because of that reason, unfortunately, we have to let you go. Now, we'd love to help you look for a new position that can better fit you at another company or connect you with other people. But at this stage, the only choice that we have is to let you go. It's not anything against you, against them. It's just you're not on the same alignment and you don't have the same morals and values that you have demonstrated. We've even given you an opportunity to change a performance improvement plan, which you haven't implemented that the correct way. So because of that reason, you have to leave. I think that's so important because a lot of times what happens, and even what happened with us, is we had families, we had friend members that came into our business and they weren't aligned. And we knew that, but we didn't take the necessary actions to remove them from the organization. Because of that, one thing starts to slip, and then when something starts to slip, the rest of the people who are working at the company notice that, and then everyone starts to slip because, again, it's like a cancer. It just spreads into our organization. So that's one thing that I'd highly suggest for people in family businesses to do, is to structure it the correct way. And listen, have fun with it. Go around, push each other, enjoy it, celebrate the wins, learn from the losses. And the ending piece that I'll give to you guys is focus on building an empire, something that you can look back on with your family, with your friends, that you can look back on and it literally has changed people's lives in whatever way that might be. because a lot of the things that I see happening is people move on, and the next thing you know, their whole entire family or their friends, they get shipped apart. Versus like what I'm doing, creating an empire with my family so that we all bring everyone into one piece. We aim high, we aspire, we live life extravagantly, we love each other, and we just enjoy. And my last parting message is, it's not about you, it's about everyone else. You are the deliverer of a message. Be that person, connect with other people, make them feel amazing, help them out, and wherever you go in life, place, location, people, leave it better than you found it, whether that's leaving money, a donation, or time, abilities, charities, whatever it is. Leave it better than you found it. Keep on going, never stop, just like Rocky, and you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. What's up? Thank you guys so much for watching and for tuning in. I hope this really added value to your life and you could take some inspiration from it. My channels are Zach Del Monaco, literally just my name. Go search it up. Website is zacdelmonaco.com, and also Red Rock Construction you can find on my personal Instagram. Have a most amazing day. Get after it.